Welcome back to the series of sessions on advanced concrete technology. We were discussing module 2 fresh concrete. In this lecture we will be discussing factors affecting workability. Factors affecting workability includes the mix proportions, that is the proportion in which cement, fine aggregate and coarse aggregate are added in the concrete, and also the properties of aggregates and water. The workability can be improved by the addition of chemical admixtures as well as mineral admixtures. It is also influenced by the temperature of the surroundings, and the time of mixing and the time of transportation also influences the workability of concrete. Considering the factor water content, it is the one of the most important factor that influences the workability of concrete. It is expressed as water-cement ratio. It is always preferable to have minimum water-cement ratio. In the previous discussions, I have mentioned that the minimum water-cement ratio required for the complete hydration of cement is 0.38. But such a low water-cement ratio will not give a workable concrete. If proper workability is not maintained, there are possibilities of formation of honeycombs in concrete, and it will in turn negatively influence the strength of concrete. So it is a must that we maintain proper workability of concrete. In order to increase the workability, the easiest method is to add more water. But if the water content is increased beyond a particular level, segregation or bleeding may happen. We have already discussed about segregation and bleeding, in which the ingredients separate from each other and the homogeneity of concrete mix is lost. So it is very important to have an optimum water-cement ratio for the proper balance between workability and strength of concrete. Now let us discuss mix proportions. It is the proportion in which cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate and water are mixed to form a uniform concrete mix. There are two types of mixes available. They are nominal mix and design mix. Nominal mix proportions are mentioned in IS 456-2000. As per IS 456, 1:2:4 is a nominal mix. That is 1 part cement plus 2 part fine aggregate plus 4 parts of coarse aggregate will give you a concrete mix. A suitable water cement ratio can be adopted in the range of say 0.4 and below 0.55. In that case, the strength assured is M15, that is 15 Newton per mm square is the strength assured for such a mix. It is a nominal mix. It is mentioned in IS 456. Such similar nominal mixes are there in IS code. In addition to that, if we want to have a particular strength concrete as per the requirement of the type of construction, we have to design the mix. The mix is designed based on IS 10262-2019. The mix proportions are designed basically upon the type of construction, properties of the constituents such as cement, aggregates and water, then the design requirements and the environmental conditions. When we say a rich mix, the amount of cement used in that mix will be high. And since the cement is more, the slurry content will be more, and there is a positive effect that the mix will be more workable. But since the cement content is more, the cost of such a mix will be more than a mix which is having a lesser cement content. Considering the size of aggregates, in the previous discussions, I have mentioned that more amount of coarse aggregates will definitely increase the strength of concrete, but it will negatively influence the workability of concrete. So in order to give workability to the concrete mixture, we need more slurry, that is a mixture of cement, fine aggregate and water. Presence of slurry will definitely increase the workability of concrete. In the slurry, if the finer particles are more, then it will increase the surface area of the particles, and that will increase the water demand. So, more bigger particles in the slurry will reduce the surface area and the water demand. Hence, we can say more bigger particles will give higher workability for a fixed water content. The maximum size of fine aggregates used in concrete is definitely based on the grading requirements suggested in the IS code. In addition to that, we should take care the handling and mixing equipments that is available with us, the concrete section that we are going to cast, as well as the placing of reinforcement. So depending upon all these criteria, we can decide the size of the fine aggregate particles that is preferred in a concrete mix in order to get the maximum workability. Regarding the shape of the aggregates, irregular shaped, rough textured, angular aggregates are preferred for better interlocking and hence for better strength. But rounded and partially rounded aggregates with minimum voids will be preferred for better workability, since they will be having minimum surface area as well as smooth texture, which enables better transportation or movement of the particles in the concrete mix. So it is always preferred to have rounded aggregates with smooth texture for better workability. However, angular and flaky and elongated aggregates are never preferred in concreting. Considering the grading of aggregates, the aggregates can be uniformly graded, gap graded, or well graded. Uniformly graded means all the aggregate particles will be of uniform size. Gap grading means certain aggregate sizes will be missing in the batch available. Then well graded means all the different sizes of aggregates are present in the batch, and hence the voids will be filled up in this particular case of aggregates. In that case, the amount of voids present while packing will be less, and hence excess paste will be, that is cement water paste will be available for better lubrication of the mixture, which will increase the workability of concreting. Also, the excess paste in the mixture gives a cohesive mixture of concrete and it will prevent segregation also. Hence, in order to increase the workability, well-graded aggregates are preferred. Regarding the surface texture of aggregates, rough textured aggregates will be having better interlocking between them and it will impart better strength to concrete. But the friction between the particles will negatively influence the workability of concrete, and there is a chance of segregation of the aggregates from the slurry of concrete. Hence, it is always preferred to use round and non-porous aggregates in concrete for better workability. Workability of concrete can be improved by the addition of chemical admixtures as well as mineral admixtures. Regarding chemical admixtures, we will be dealing with various different types of chemical admixtures in detail. However, the chemical admixtures can be added for different purposes. Certain chemical admixtures improves the workability. For example, water reducing admixtures and air entraining admixtures improves the workability of concrete. In water reducing admixtures, what happens is the water particles are distributed in the concrete mix in such a way that proper hydration can be increased and thus better concrete mix can be obtained. Whereas in air entraining admixtures, small air bubbles of the size say 0.5 mm will be entrained into concrete, which will distribute the cement water paste in the concrete mixture, and thus a better hydration is ensured. So, chemical admixtures can be added to improve the workability of concrete. Mineral admixtures are also known as supplementary cementitious materials. They are calcium or silica-rich materials generally obtained as byproducts of industry, such as fly ash, slag, silica fuel, sugarcane bagasse, rice husk, etc. They improve the workability of concrete. Since they are having finer size, they will be adding on to the slurry consistency and thus improves the workability of concrete. Then one other category of supplementary material are the synthetic fibers. They will definitely arrest the crack formation in concrete as well as increase the tensile strength of concrete. But the presence of fibers decrease the workability of concrete. Time is an important factor in the process of concrete mixing. Once water is added to the ingredients of concrete, we should do the mixing, transporting, placing and compacting at a faster pace. Otherwise, the mixture will stiffen and it will be difficult for us to handle the concrete mixture. We have already discussed that the initial setting happens within 30 minutes in the case of ordinary Portland cement. So in this time range, the mixture stiffens and it will be difficult for us to handle the mixture. The loss of workability by time depends upon various factors. When the initial workability is very high, it is observed that there will be a sudden drop in slump value. So we have to ensure that a uniform mixture is produced while mixing the concrete ingredients. Property of cement also influences the workability. If the cement used is having high alkali content, it will start hydrating at a faster pace and hence the workability will also get reduced at a faster pace. Then the third factor is the moisture content of aggregates. We have already discussed that the aggregates should be in saturated surface dry condition when they are used in concreting. If they are in dry state, there is a possibility that the aggregates absorb a larger amount of water in the mixture and that will negatively influence the workability of concrete. Atmospheric temperature influences the properties of concrete. When the atmospheric temperature is high, there are possibilities of more evaporation of water from the concrete and that will negatively influence the workability of concrete. As well as when the temperature increases, there are possibilities of faster hydration of concrete that also stiffens the concrete. Hence, we have to take care the optimum temperature, say around 27 degrees Celsius, is to be maintained for proper workability of concrete. So today we have discussed factors affecting workability of concrete, which includes water content, mix proportions, size, shape, grading and texture of aggregates, chemical and mineral admixtures, time and temperature. Thank you.